Hey guys, Jack here with today's instructional video. Today we are looking at a bit of rock hopping and a few key points of how you can actually set yourself up to do some safe rock hopping. Every couple of weeks during summer, people lose their equipment off the rocks, people getting smashed and injured. So we're just going to run through a few of the basics, how to get your lines set up and how to enter the water in a nice safe fashion. So once I get through this nice dry land scamper over all of this, we'll set ourselves up and start filming away. Let's see if I can make my way over it all. Settled in, I've got my gear ready, just taken my pack off, just unpacked a few basics out of my cray bag, got my gloves, socks, mask, fins, got my float rope, everything's ready to go. Now you'll notice when setting up on the rocks here, I'm actually up pretty high and dry at the moment. It's a really good practice thing to do when you first go to an area. Check out what the swell's doing, check out how it's behaving, looking for your entry and exit points, but when you're getting ready, actually get all of your gear ready, really far up on the rock platform. It's such a common mistake people make when they're first getting started rock hopping. They go down, sit themselves right down on the edge over there. Next thing you know, a big set rolls through, they're half ready, half their equipment goes in the drink, and before you know it, people are losing fins, weight belts, masks, GoPros, spear guns, you name it. They're getting thrown off the rock platform maybe, and now they're in a lot more trouble, potentially getting injured. So very important rule there, make sure you've got all of your stuff squared away before you even think about getting near that rock edge. Okay, so while I'm up here, first things first, I'm going to be getting my float rope ready. So got this all set up, got it all packed away in the nice tight figure of 8 method. It's going to help prevent any of those pesky tangles when you start unfurling things. So if you want to learn more about how to pack this away, I did a video on this the other week, so you can check out the link, I'll have that in the description below. You can follow that, figure out how to set that one up. It's a really good way to learn this. It's just that little bit extra care, it means your float rope's not going to be tangled up behind you the first thing that you get in. So, settle myself up on the rock here. I'm going to get my gloves on, my socks on, going to get my mask on, GoPro, any of those little fiddly things that you need to attach, get them sorted before you get anywhere near the rock edge. Okay, now I do my rock hopping a little bit different. What I do is I'll have my float, my gun, that all goes in first. Depending on conditions, I might throw my gun further out ahead of me, and then all I'm left with is my fins under my arms, which I just hang on tightly, hand over the mask, and jump on in. It's a really simple, easy way to get in the water, and what it prevents is being caught out on the rock platform with your fins on. It's something which you see quite a few people do, and it can put you in some really risky scenarios if you're not careful. I see it enough with people waddling around on the rock platform. If you have to get out of there fast and you've got your fins on the rocks, you're going to get caught off, you're going to get swept over, and you're ending up straight at the drink. So I always take good practice of fins off, keep them under my arms, I just jump off in the water, quickly throw them on after once I get in. It's a really simple way to look at it. Now, what we're going to look at now, we're just going to go take a look at the edge over on the rock platform there. We're just going to look at potential spots, see what's the pros and cons of jumping in different areas, and you'll get a few pointers on where's the best place to go. So let's go check it out. So we're just going to make our way down to the rock edge here, right off the edge of the platform. There's a few really nice spots to get in, a few really safe entry points. In any swell, it's actually quite manageable. So we're just going to go take a look at it. There's a few other areas here where you have to be super careful, all right? You can get swept off the rocks and you look super inviting, and there's been a few cases of people getting knocked off these areas because they think, oh, this is a safe place to go, what could possibly go wrong? So let's just go take a look. I'm going to go right off this edge over here. So we're going to head down over the edge over this side over here. We'll start with one of my favourite spots. Just on this edge here, you can sort of see the swell just coming across. It comes across the platform down to that box over there. So what happens is we've got this nice little ledge here where the water's just rising and falling. Now when the water's in this area like this, you're not going to get swept off too far, you're not going to get pushed into the rock again. You just got this nice little rise and fall of the water. Makes it really easy and quite comfortable to get in. So we're going to look at some alternate spots where it might not be too nice. A lot of people think right down the end of this little rock spit over here, it's super inviting. There's a nice little flat area of water as well. It's got a nice little slipping edge, nice little soft seagrass over it. But something to remember, when there's lots of seagrass, lots of seaweed just growing on the side of that rock platform there, it means it's probably getting a lot of water over it all the time. So that means there's a good chance that while you're getting ready there, there's a good wave that's going to sweep over the top of you and knock you off. So just a little bit of word of caution there. If it looks nice, soft and spongy, it's probably getting wet all the time. We're going to work our way up along this section here. We've got a few other little areas. Here's another little spot over this side. Again, people who aren't too familiar with rock hopping, it looks super inviting in here. So it looks nice and sheltered, it doesn't look too rough, but the big problem is you actually have a big submerged step all the way around here. So if you're not careful and there's a bit of whitewash, you're going to be jumping straight into some really shallow water. And also the wave, if you notice, is coming square on into the platform. It's not a good place to be. You're going to get swept around, you're going to get knocked off the rocks. It ain't going to be pretty. Notice how there's all this sea cabbage growing up along the rocks here. Soft and spongy, also very slippery. You want to be mindful of that sort of stuff when getting in and out. So that area there, definitely a no-go zone. So you want to look for those areas with nice bare rock, not too far to climb back up. Okay, we've got another little spot on the platform here. It looks super inviting. You've got this nice little step here. There's a little bit of water there. It's deep enough for you to jump in if you want to. But these little things where you've got these big steps which go down like that, you have to think about. If you have to get out of there fast, you're going to be stuck on that ledge. Also something to look at, all these barnacles down here. You can't really see it from here. I'm going to put the camera down a bit closer so you can get a better look. So some of these barnacles, they're sitting, 1-2 inches off the edge of the rock there. If you slip over, land on one of those, it's going to go straight through your suit, into your butt, ass, wherever you're going to be doing it. So, not fun. You want to avoid areas like that as well. So pay attention to the rock that's underneath you. It's going to be a really easy way to get yourself hurt. So, something to remember, avoid places with lots of seagrass, watch out for those step ledges. Pay attention to barnacles, oysters, whatever's growing on the rock you're going to be getting in and out of. Because remember, you might have to climb up quite a way. So, little things just to look at there. Now we're going to go get our gear on and start getting ready to jump in. Okay, so now that I've suited myself up, it's time to start approaching the edge of the rock platform. Now when you're doing this, keep an eye out for any sets that are rolling in. So always observe the ocean, make sure that the place that you're walking to isn't going to get swamped by that next big set wave rolling in. And just simply as that, I'm just going to walk on up to the edge. You can see the place which I picked out before. There's a nice deep water drop off. The wave is going across the side of the rock platform. I just throw my float in, rope is nice and clear from me, and then I'm ready to just jump on in. What I like to do is wait for the water to rise up. So I've got a nice easy spot just to step down into the water pretty much. Once I hit the water, simple as, just fins on and away I go, ready to dive and get some fish. Okay, so I've been out now, I've had a bit of a fish around, caught a few things, and now it's time to start returning in. So first things first, what I'm going to do is unload my gun. There's nothing more dangerous than trying to climb a rock face with a loaded spear gun. Once that's done, I'm just going to keep an eye out ahead of me for my rock hopping exit location. Be mindful if conditions have changed, your entry point might not be as safe. So keep an eye on the sets, the tides come up in my spot here, but because I picked the spot with the water going across the rock, it's a much safer entry and exit point. So all I have to do is wait for the ebb and flow of the water basically to lift me up onto the rock platform. So I approach in, I've got my timing just right, I'm going to grab onto my little ledge where I want to pop up, and then it's just simply a matter of waiting for the water to lift me up onto my little step. So simple as that, pop on up onto the rock,
And once I get up, I'm going to actually stand up and work my way back over to a different ledge, just a little bit higher up in case a bigger wave rolls through. This is an easy place where I can sit and I can get my fins off and then slowly work my gear a bit higher up onto a drier section of the rock. So fins come off, and then simple as, just find up to a bit of a safer location just in case any rogue waves decide to come across the rock platform. Once I get my gear up to a nice drier and safer spot from the swell, then I just pull my rope in and my float attached to it. Simple as that. So that pretty much covers it for today. Just a few things to remember: always keep your gear squared away, pay attention to those conditions of the ocean, have a plan B, and never dive alone. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Other than that, happy diving, and I'll see you on the next one.